is Nicole.
Sup?
And Mama K.
Hello? Hello?
We can hear you!
Is that because tonight we're doing The Calll? The Calll?
I was answering the phone. That's right. Hello? How may I help you?
The Calll is a listener suggestion from listener Jenny. Thank you for sending it in. If you want to send us suggestions, you do that at Films with the Women in My Life on Facebook, on Instagram at Brennan_podhost, and you can email the show filmswithwomen@gmail.com. We get to like 3 a year usually, so, you never know. This is a Korean film. It's a remake of a British Puerto Rican movie, which I have not seen, called The Caller. So did you guys know anything going in? I'm assuming probably not.
It's not nice to assume.
You used to get mad when I would assume because I didn't assume you knew nothing, and you felt insulted.
Okay, but this though.
So you
I don't
have heard
know.
of it?
So many Korean remakes of British Puerto Rican movies. Did you say Puerto Rican? I forgot.
Yeah, British. I actually forgot to. Yeah, Puerto Rican, British and Puerto Rican.
Yeah, British Puerto Rican. I get confused. I watch so many of those.
Yeah, there are quite a few out there.
Yeah.
It's popular.
Also, I am making note of Jenny. Is it spelled the normal way? Jennny?
Yeah. Not giving out last names for anonymity, just in case, but,
Thanks, Jenny.
Jenny from the block? How many times do you think she's heard that in her life?
All the time. 8675309.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a bad time. Well, sorry to hear that. Two people live in different times. Xiao Lin.
Karen.
Xiao, do you know how to pronounce the girl in the present's name? Anybody?
I forget it.
They said it a bunch in the movie. What?
Si Young?
Sion. Okay. Sion lives in the present day and Young Suk lives in the past. One phone call connects the two, and their lives are changed irrevocably. I just barely got that one out. Irrevocably. It is got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, like a 79 with the audience, 7 something on IMDb, 7.1, 7.3, something like that. So a well-received movie. It's available on Netflix. South Korean actors and directors, so not people I'm familiar with, but unfortunately, but maybe someday. And yeah, we're going to spoil it now. So if you haven't seen it, Netflix, check out here, and then come back and hear this. 2019 is when this takes place, kind of. 28-year-old okay.
Si Young.
Sion loses her cell phone, and she is traveling to visit her sick, estranged mother, and it's in like a rural area, and she arrives at her rundown childhood home, and she finds like an old decades old cordless phone, so like from like the 90s, and she gets a distressed call from a woman. Sorry?
Just kidding. Said, what's a cordless phone?
I missed it. After investigating the house, she realizes she's hearing things on the phone, and it's like hearing it in the house. It's a woman who's distressed and being tortured by her mom on the other end of the phone, and they, within the first little bit, figure out that this woman is Young Suk, and she's living in this same house, but in 1999, and this phone can connect the two of their conversations. And that's, I would leave it right there, because then, the movie happens. It's a very, very high concept. You got a thing that connects times, and they can communicate. So,
My favorite.
They're going to try to do stuff. Everyone's favorite, time bending. Nicole loves it. Already starts. So, Mama K, what did you think of The Calll?
Wait, I felt like Nicole started it.
She did a soft open. You go.
Okay, yeah. Well, so prefacing it with, y'all know that this is not my kind of movie.
Mm-hmm. Has
nothing to do with the fact that it's a Korean remake of a British Puerto Rican movie. But this is a thriller horror. This is a horror/thriller film. I can do thriller/horror, but not this.
This is definitely a thriller/horror. Horror is on the back end. There's hardly a jump scare in this.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I got lost in this movie about as many times as you can. I mean, I felt like I was in the house at some point, getting lost in the house, because trying to keep track of, you have to keep track of only a couple of characters, but they're in different phases of their lives, or are they? Because I feel like one woman is always she's always the same, but the other one changes age. Plus a mom and a dad who also change age, and also the strawberry farmer. And I'm going to tell you, this ended for me when the strawberry farmer got the axe.
That's what it ended for you? What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
All right, well.
Nicole?
Yeah, go ahead, Nicole.
I will say, I think that the, beginning third was a little tough to follow. And this could just be my ignorance to different cultures, but their names are very similar, so it's a little hard to follow what's going on. And the scenery doesn't really look that different to me to differentiate the time period. So that was just like, okay, I have to get used to that. This girl is the one with the long hair, and this one is the one with the short hair.
But sometimes the
more confusing thing, I think, for me was recognizing who the strawberry farmer was and what his deal was with this house and everything. I wasn't grasping until much later that he had no affiliation family-wise. He was just like a friend. And I don't know why that confused me so much, but I just couldn't get with why. Was that supposed to be her dad or not? Or he died, but he didn't, blah, 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 as we'll get into. But, yeah, wasn't expecting it quite, the horror that it came out of it. There was some things we were like, ooh, Mama Kay does not like that. But, it started to get better through the second half, as you really start to grasp what's going on and who the characters are. And I've already stated that I'm not a time travel fan, and
I thought you said friend. a time travel friend.
I'm not a time travel friend. I'm a foe. But this one isn't as bad as some other ones could be. That some other ones make me feel like so confused. This one's not that bad. So it was definitely interesting. Definitely an interesting film.
I really like this. I'm surprised you guys are. Well, I'm the goes about where I expected. I'm surprised. Well, okay, so low. I didn't think this is a quality movie. I don't understand the confusion really, and maybe
I don't think it has anything to do about quality. I think it's about subject matter.
It's not scary. Like, it's only scary in the first, I would say, 15 minutes when she's walking through the house and like she pulls the wall down behind and there's like a stairway behind the wall. And I was like, oh, it's the Parasite house. But it doesn't,
yeah, then you said that and it fucking ruined everything else for me about this.
Why did it ruin it?
Because that's all I was thinking about the whole time.
It was just because they also have a hidden stairway. But, yeah, because only the first little bit's scary, I think. After that, it becomes a much more of a cat and mouse kind of movie, which is not what I was expecting. I didn't look up what was going to happen in this. I didn't know. All I knew, like, the setup is the current girl, the mom, bad relationship, not doing well, dying. Dad died 20 years ago in a fire, and now she's talking to the past girl. Past girl has a horrible, abusive stepmom, she's like they call her a shaman. And the abuses the crap out of the girl in the past. So the girl in the past saves the dad, which is kind of what you thinks the movie's going to be. Like, that's what I thought the movie was going to be the whole time. And that happens, I would maybe 20, 30 minutes in, like pretty early. And then the movie becomes the girl in the past is like a serial killer. And she's bad. She's evil. So now the rest of the movie is like trying to stop her serial killing, which is very interesting. I did not see that coming.
She wouldn't have been a serial killer if they didn't change anything, right?
No, I don't. Well, I don't think she ever was. and then we find out that the shaman mom, would have killed her in the past. Like, she would have done an exorcism, and then she would have gone to jail, and the girl would have been dead, and everything would have been fine. But then our current day girl, Soo Yeon, whatever you said, she warns the girl in the past, Young Suk, and then Young Suk beats the mom, and then becomes the serial killer for the rest of the movie, which is a move. I didn't know that was going to be what the movie was. It kept it unpredictable, and I like that. A lot of good execution, like twist executions.
I'm not understanding the relationship with the stepmom, though. Can we start with that? Because you said that, okay, they saw her as a shaman, but they saw her, and she said, you're supposed to die in an exorcism. I don't think just coming into her bedroom and stabbing her 3 times was an exorcism.
No, but that's what the paper headline said, because they found her and they found her stabbed, and we know she does like voodoo-y kind of things to her, because that's what we see in all the like flashbacky stuff at the beginning. And then that's what I was saying earlier, is like, I thought this was just gonna be. At first, I thought it was just going to be the girl in the past rescuing the dad, and then she does that so quickly, and then the future's fine, and then she gets the headline that the mom kills the girl, and then that's when, and in the past, and then that's when she makes the bad move of saving the girl who becomes the serial killer, and then the rest of the movie is, like I said earlier, cat and mouse serial killer movie, and that's not what I was expecting.
It was that, but I wasn't expecting that either. I was expecting more, like, and I'm still, I guess now I know that the girl's a psychopath, but I was like, because this is a stepmom situation, I was like, do we believe the girl that it's the stepmom, or, I'm not sure at what point I started to be like, okay, well, maybe did the stepmom make the girl this way, or was the stepmom just reacting to how terrible this person was? Like,
I thought the stepmom was in the right, and that's the reveal, is that she's abusive and horrible because she really is like trying to protect everyone from this awful demon lady, who's again 28. I thought she was much younger before they said the age. I thought, because she's very childlike the way she's kept in the room, but yeah, like, and I was like, oh, okay, like, it just after that. After she becomes a serial killer, and then like the future keeps changing, and they keep making like kind of cat and mouse back and forth, and I don't, at no point do I know where it's gonna really go. Like, I'm kind of on my toes for the rest of the movie.
I don't know where it's gonna go, but I'm confused sometimes about where we are. There's the girl. There's the young girl when she has the short hair, and then there's the girl when she has the longer hair, and then she has the short hair again as an older girl. But the other girl remains the same the whole time. I'm confused about why that is. And then we can talk about the ending later, because that's
the mid-credits scene, which I didn't know that happened.
All the credit scenes,
not outside of blockbuster movies that were teasing sequels. Yeah, I was confused by that. But what was the thing you said before that?
I'm confused about. Nicole? Did you think the same thing? Like, the girl who is the killer girl. She remains the same the whole time. Like, regardless of where we're at.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more growth in the modern day girl, and I think that it's just probably because she lived probably a real shitty life after her dad died, and it looks pretty traumatic of what happened, and that's where I'm coming in confused about the strawberry guy. Like, was she buddy with him since the death, or did she reconnect with him, or did he pick her up at the farm when she walked in and said, "I lost my phone," or what? Like, she's got
they ran into each other, and there was a scene like that when she found the phone at the beginning, or when she found the
she has a lot more growth in that sense once things change and her dad is back. But
that makes sense. Our main character arcs.
I'm not talking about that kind of growth. I'm actually talking about physical being. Like, the girl who is the bad girl in this movie, Soon somebody.
Young Suk is the bad guy. Yeah.
Okay, her. she's the same in the whole movie. Am I wrong?
What do you mean by the same? I don't understand the same.
She's this 28-year-old girl during the whole movie. She's a 28-year-old girl when her mom is alive. She's a 28-year-old girl when she's
28-year-old girl of the past, and then at the end, because she changed the past so much, she's still alive in the future and lives in that house in the future. They didn't do a very good job of making her look older, but like
No,
that's
they
the only
didn't.
time we're not with. But that's the only time we're not with 28-year-old. It's not like years are progressing while this movie's going. I think it's probably days.
Huh. Well, no, yeah, but the other girl, we see her, the house progresses 20 years or whatever it is, 20.
Well, the house
30
changes a
years.
bunch because the past keeps getting changed. But yeah, the only time we see young Sook is in 1999, and then we see her in the future. And yeah, they don't make her look. They don't do it. I thought they were going to use a different actress. I'm surprised they used the same actress, but that's
Yeah,
the only time it's not the past, though, is at the very end.
But that was confusing to me because and there were two of her in the house at the same time. Am I wrong?
At what point?
At the very end, not the very very end, but the end where the
You know,
At the
where
end.
there's like the fight with the mom at the end. The mom's
Yeah.
at the end.
yeah
Yeah,
there's
it's
two of
simultaneously
her.
happening. The past and the future. There's two fights going on at the same time. One in 1999 and one in 2019.
Okay, I think they needed to make like you said, do a better job at showing some sort of age progression, because that's where I was like, this is not even clean. This is.
Oh, I completely understood when I was in 2019 and 1999 and the ending fights. Like I knew who was with who.
It's not about who's with who, but why didn't one look older? I was wondering.
Yes,
why
the
there was
one
no age
girl.
progression
Okay,
for her.
they didn't age her up, but like that. I mean, that's a pretty large hang up. I'm surprised that that's such a hang up for you.
It's a hang up for me because you're talking about we see all this other time travel kind of stuff, but it doesn't seem to apply to her, or they didn't apply it enough where she looked any different to me. Like, so that was confusing for me, and I felt it was.
But you were confused before all that, because that's like the last 25 minutes probably.
I was confused because I did not give a fuck. I'm going to be honest with you.
Why not?
Because this was not interesting to me. It's not on the level of like a Parasite at all. And the story was just, I don't know. I just was like, I don't know. I didn't get how the phones worked or any of that. I just didn't. It's not that I didn't get it. I guess I didn't buy it, and I also didn't like what was
you're
going on.
not buying a thing that you need to buy for the movie? None of you guys ever do that. And I always tell you to fucking accept the world you're given, and you're just like, no, why not? Nah, I'm just gonna be unable to access this for some reason.
There was just nothing appealing about this movie to me. It was a bummer and a downer all the way to the very last moment when I turned it off, which was after everything at the end. And
well, if you take off the mid-credit scene, it ends on a bittersweet note.
Yeah, but the last scene is how it should have ended. I mean, honestly.
The last scene is
So.
well, what other things do we want to say before we get to the last scene?
Well, we don't. Yeah, I don't know what other. I mean, what is the deal with this filmmaker? Do you know anything about him or?
Oh no, I can't even click on his. He doesn't have a wiki page, at least not in English. Well, what do you like? This isn't like I didn't think you were gonna be asking about. I don't know the background of the director. It's a British. It's a remake of the British Puerto Rican movie. How much more research I gotta do?
I don't know. I didn't even know it was a British Puerto Rican movie or a remake of that. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I spent a lot of time not caring about what was happening and also not liking the main bad person. I mean, she was creepy as hell, and I don't understand. When you say this isn't a horror movie, that's the kind of horror thing I don't like.
Understand
so
where the turn was. Like, why all of a sudden she got so angry. She helped her know that she was going to get killed.
At that point she was already, I don't think at any point she was ever not villainous. I think she was trying to like use
it up. Yeah.
Well, I think she's trying to use Kim Soon in the future to try to, or Sun Yoon in the future to try to get out of her situation, because I don't think she's really thinking about anything else. And she's like, if I can do this, then I can get out of this situation.
Right. And
I think it was
mad.
it's transactional for her, and she feels like she gets the short end because she's still stuck in the house with the lady, and future girl gets to live happily ever after with her parents.
So that just goes back to the point of saying, was she always crazy like this, or was she like that because of the stepmom?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if the stepmom made her this way or if she came into the possession of the stepmom because she was already this way. I lean towards that. I subscribe to the thought that she was always terrible, and that we find out she's terrible in the when the mom is killed in the past, and then the future is all fucked up. And I like that bit, and then I like slowly finding stuff out. And then and then it becomes, trying to stop her from taking the people out in the past in the future, and then eventually it culminates with the apparently confusing fight with in the house with the. I liked all the fridges lying around. Like there's a lot of cool
that was too much because that.
Why
because
was that too much? I like it's dilapidated house with fridges everywhere. It's kind of fun. It's very
no. Shut up. That insinuates
let me finish my point.
That there was at least 6 to 9 months for her to collect all of these fucking refrigerators. This is ridiculous.
No, okay, you guys really okay? It wasn't 6 to 9 months. It was 20 years because in the
20
past,
years of refrigerators.
What?
Yeah, it was that was 20
then
years.
Why
of
isn't she
refrigerators
48?
Exactly.
She is in the in the final fight. There's a 2019 fight and a 1999 fight, and she's 28 in 1999 and 48 in the 2019 fight. And
why does she look exactly the same?
28-year-old. We just did you black out? Okay, I just talked about it for 10 minutes.
That we don't know why, but she does.
Them not doing an age up on her properly or casting a different actress is apparently a linchpin.
That's sloppiness
of the entire film.
That's super sloppy. I agree with that. If you're going to have all of these twists and turns and you're going to make this really
you can say it's really bad, but it's one mistake.
They took the time.
I guess I don't care because
he took the time to make all these like swirly whirlies when it's changing back to like the 20 years ago.
Well, I like that stuff. It was
so
it was a cool way to show that.
He obviously has ability to make it correct. But why didn't he just do that one simple thing that would have made it all more make sense? Also, why did they make such a big deal about Modern Girl's mom? Like, I thought that she would have more into it. Oh, I guess she did.
What do you mean?
I forgot about the whole ending.
But yeah, at the end, she is kind of, I don't know if like redeemed or like shown to actually not have been that villainous.
Because ended up not having Alzheimer's.
Well, the end of the movie, things are kind of back where they are, but not quite because all that shit still happened. But it's the dad is once again dead, but at least now she understands the mom. And I guess, she doesn't have... I don't think she's sick anymore in the future.
What?
But it's not the same... I don't think it's the same mom. Because
no, the timeline went a different direction, so maybe whatever caused her cancer didn't... Yeah. Those series of events didn't happen in this timeline.
It is the same mom because she has a scar on her neck from the fight.
Right. The future at the end is changed from the beginning because, and that's what happens with the swirly whirlies. You said every time the swirly whirly happens, then the future is changed, and the only one who's aware of it is her.
It's like Sabrina the Teenage Witch or some shit.
I don't know if it's exactly like that at all.
Or what's the one with Raven Simone?
That's So Raven.
That's So Raven.
It's not unlike That's So Raven.
Sung Woo.
I don't know anything about
That's So Sun Yun. So you.
That's So remake of a British Puerto Rican movie.
I forgot that's So Raven.
Although she's not the one who sees the future. The bad guy sees young Sook. She's the one who sees the future, and then she uses that knowledge to murder people.
Into the future.
So the end of this. Oh, go ahead. Can
I tell you something that I did like?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I liked the diary, and I liked how there was the point in time toward the end where the middle-aged mom comes to visit with the police officer, and they're looking for the daughter that's been kidnapped, or whatever. Because did that really happen?
Oh God, I forgot about all that.
But he's writing things in the book, and that's something that the older, good girl sees, and I like that. I like the use of that.
They do that quite a bit. I feel like there's a good amount of communication.
That's what I'm saying. Is throughout the movie, I did like that. It might seem like a really sort of contrived thing, but that's like one thing that I'm just trying to find something that made me a little bit.
What was
happy.
up with the Korean Rammstein? What was that situation about?
The Korean what?
Korean Rammstein.
Rammstein?
Yeah, remember?
Like the German band?
Yeah, remember when she would play it over the phone for her and she would tape them all?
Oh my God, the Korean Rammstein.
I was like,
I get
is
it.
she really saying
her favorite band had a few, and that's part of the cool little thing. Like, that's part of building the relationship so that when she turns, it hurts.
So
I'm telling you, this is a good movie. I don't know why Nicole, it sounds like, is about, kind of middling on it, but, well, okay. Why? I just don't get it. I don't know why you didn't care. I really don't. Other than the one, and that thing didn't happen till the end. The age not matching up. That didn't happen to the last 25 minutes of an hour.
That was just one more
movie.
thing. That was one more thing to like be
top.
Like, okay, yeah, because this
the
is
cherry
my
on top
kind of
would
movie.
be the last post-credit scene. If that's the risk
Those are the nuts on top of.
It's the spoiler for me, but it's the perfect ruiner for you. But
yes,
I should have watched this movie backward.
Like you do your Jordan Peele movies?
Yeah, I might have liked it better.
The old get out backward.
That's right. No, it's this. The thing did not appeal to me. Having to watch a movie called The Calll or whatever tells me straight off that this is not going to be my bag. And I was trying to find things that I liked about it throughout, and
is it the one-word title?
Failed miserably, except for Strawberry Guy. Really like Strawberry Guy, and they do him dirty, just like they did pretty much everybody in this movie.
It's a good scene though. He comes back to the table. I don't know. I like it. I mean, I understand you're sad to see your only character you like go, but still.
Yeah, but that was predictable. You didn't think that he was going to be gone.
Well, I knew at some point he would. That was part of the progress.
It was just that they didn't even know who he was.
He was the Strawberry Guy.
He's likable neighbor character kind of guy.
They don't remember. They don't even know him at that point, right? When she comes back to the table, or did they think, "Oh, he's been dead forever"?
The parents don't know him,
right? The parents don't know him because he's killed all the back, and then she finds the.
So he's killed before they even meet the parents. Well, that's interesting.
Or at least before they made a relationship, at least.
That's interesting.
This just makes me not want to answer the phone, which is what you're not supposed to do anyway, ever.
You don't want to
so
that's going to be the quote you pull, isn't it?
I don't know. You have a lot of complaining in this. You're very, very Nicole Jess sounding in this episode, making a lot of complaints that I can't.
What am I doing on this movie?
It's a listener suggestion. We're cramped for time. We have no time right now for things, and I needed a slot filler, and I didn't. We have no time. We have no time for the theaters right now.
We've got a lot going on in our lives, Mom Kay.
Oh, that's true. Don't expect me to answer the phone over the next 2 weeks. Just saying.
Well, the real moral of the story is you should have let when a crazy shaman lady tells you she needs to murder a child.
She was a fraud.
You should let it happen.
You should let it happen because she's probably right.
She was a fraud.
She was she might have been a fraud.
They said that at one point. They were
lucky,
like, "Yeah, everyone says she's a shaman, but I think she's just a kooky."
Well, I mean,
yeah, but that's when she killed her daughter. And then they undid all that.
If she kills the daughter, she goes to jail, and the daughter's dead, and everyone else is happily ever after. The world is a better place.
So they assume that she's the bad person, but is she? I don't think so. We find that out.
Effect.
So it's like a Wonderful Life, but like you have to time it right. It's a Wonderful Life. Like if you do these ones, but not these ones. Like it can be a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with It's a Wonderful Life.
The Calll. Mid-credits scene. Okay, so the movie ends with the good guys victorious. The mom and the daughter are in the present day. They got scars, but they're better people for it, and they have a better relationship. But then the mid-credits scene happens where older Young Suk calls younger Young Suk. I thought she was dead, but maybe this happened before the fight. In which case, why didn't all of this happen before the fight, and why did the fight happen at all? But that's the question I had in my head. She calls the younger self. The younger self is warned by the mom and the police coming in the past. So she can alter her history now, and then we're in the present day. The mom disappears by the side of Seo Yun, and then she is now in the present day, tied to a chair and screaming for help. And I guess she lost, actually.
There can't be any fucking sequel to this. How?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I don't know what this is. Is this the real end of the movie, or is this just sequel bait? What?
I assume that it was setting it up for a sequel.
So, no.
Oh no! I just assumed they wanted us to believe
keep the
that
story going on
literally anything could happen.
Is that what you thought? So you thought that was the real ending of the movie? I thought this was like a tack on because the credits had started.
What?
Yeah, but it's gonna. I mean, yes. I think that's the real ending of the movie.
But what was the last Marvel thing we did? Thor: Love and Thunder. At the end, when he's with the little girl, is that the ending, or is the ending actually Russell Crowe talking to Hercules? Like I would say Thor running off with the girl is the ending.
Yeah, but the difference is that this movie ended before credits. This movie ended with the girl and her mom walking in the cemetery, right?
Yes, good to triumph over evil.
We've
healed as a family, yes.
Right? And then we get this movie starred this person, and then we get a little bit more, because then what's really happening is the movie is still going on while they're running the credits. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm saying it's not that, because if it is, that's a whole star off this movie, because that ending sucks. That tacked on ending is terrible.
Yeah, I don't think it's good. I think it's not. I think they were trying to make it more thrillery, grossy, horror-y by doing that.
It's very
Otherwise,
or
it's a
did
happy
I?
Ending.
It's very or did I?
It's just another person
kind of
that
thing.
has.
It is
stupid.
They have too many thoughts to put together a movie, so they just try to pile them all in, and then he's like, "Well, this didn't really fit anywhere, so I'll just put it at the end."
Well, it's an alternate ending. It changes everything. It changes everything. It's like trying to have your cake and eat it too, saying actually ending it satisfying with the protagonist overcoming obstacles and being better at the end, and then we tack on, but actually, and it doesn't logically work in my head. Whereas
are you saying this is like Clue? It's like the ending of Clue?
No, because I don't think the credits run between the endings of Clue, do they?
No, but maybe if they remade it these days, it might. But
it's just a weird choice. I don't know why do that. I don't know why. And if that's your real ending, well, then don't start it after you've started a third of the animated credits. There's the animated credits, and then there's the scroll at the end with everybody on it. But
right.
If this is your real ending, then make it your real ending. But if it's not, then I don't understand why they did this. I don't, and that's what I think. There's no sequel to this. I don't know what they were going for there. That's my biggest complaint. Is this ending?
I think it's a modern take on. Is this the end? Is this the end? Is this the end? Kind of thing. And I mean, we're used to post credit scenes or mid-credit scenes being related, but not necessarily part of the actual movie. But I think this is definitely part of the movie. I think this.
But it's also typically reserved for franchises where this doesn't have. There's not even like sequel talks, prequel talks. There's nothing, unless
but I don't think that they care. I don't think that whoever the director, writer, whoever made this choice cares about that. That they're just like, let's do this. This is, and it's also, I mean, I don't not expect this from a horror film. Why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you be like, oh, it's the end. They're skipping down the road. It's like the end of Carrie, where you think everything's fine, and then all of a sudden her hand comes up out of the ground, in the cemetery. It's like that, only as a post-credit scene.
It is, but that's fine, and this is bad. Like, I don't think that's...
Well, that's
if we're
fine.
using that example...
I'm not going
like,
to disagree with you on that. But...
If we're using that example, like, I don't think that adds or subtracts to the ending of Carrie if she is somehow still, like, alive with the pop-out hand. Like, it's not significant enough in my head to change what I thought about the previous... Or this makes me be like, ugh, it's so... Like... It sticks out like a sore thumb. The rest of the movie is like a 4-star movie for me, and this cuts it to like a 3 if I accept this as the ending, which I'm choosing not to. I'm choosing to say fuck that. This is a mid-credit scene. This is a studio note. I don't know what this is. I don't know why it's in here, but that's what I choose.
Choice,
Nicole, what do you think?
Yeah.
I don't really remember the post-credit scene. I could vaguely remember it, but that just, to me, sounds like it shouldn't have been there to begin with.
So
everyone's fine, and then they're not.
Are we recommending The Call, then? Okay?
Not in this lifetime. Or, like, an alternate universe lifetime, either.
20 years ago?
You don't know that.
Not 20 years ago. Yeah, not 20 years from now. No.
There's definitely a timeline out there where you're like, oh, this is a great movie.
Okay.
Nicole?
No.
Alright, well, you had to think about it, and I appreciate it. I'm surprised you guys didn't care for this. I liked it. I thought it was quite good. And everything except for the end is very solid, interesting, kept me guessing. Some fun camera stuff, well written. I was engaged. And, just get rid of that stupid 90-second thing you did at the end there, because that confused me. But otherwise, and age up your actor, or cast a different person, I guess, because that is truly letting some people down. Although you guys are in the minority by not liking like, this. This is a well-received
film. I feel like maybe
so.
5,000 people have seen this in the world, so...
Oh, and Letterboxd, it's got a 3.6 on Letterboxd, and I think it's got like 50,000 user reviews. So this is...
I don't know what that means.
Sounds like a small 3.6 out of
3.6 out of 5, which Letterboxd is a social media for film reviewer people.
Oh, I know what Letterboxd is. I just didn't know what I didn't know how many stars they gave out.
3.6 out of 5. So that's good. I would say most movies are at like, 2.8 to 3 kind of range.
God, no.
To each their own.
4-star movie.
To each their own.
Thank you, Jenny. Please send us more like this so I can defend it, because I'm just shocked I even had to defend it. It's a quality movie. I can't believe you guys don't agree. But that is The Call. I don't even hear you, so I'm going to ignore it. We got my host pick coming. More. The hits just keep on coming, as I say. And then we've got Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. Woman King comes out later. Tar and Till and all kinds of stuff. Lots of great movies.
And beeps and baps.
Bop.
Wakanda Forever.
Okay, I recognize that one.
Films with Women in My Life on Facebook. Reach out to me on Instagram. I'm Brennan_podhost. And you can email the show, filmswiththewomen@gmail. Why'd I screw up the end? Email the show, filmswiththewomen@gmail.com. And you may get your listener suggestion talked about like poorly Jenny in 7 months or whatever.
Sorry, Jenny.
Thank you guys for being on The Call.
Thanks.
I'm hanging up.
Until next time, this is Brennan signing off, saying thanks for listening and enjoy your movies.
Thanks for listening to Films with the Women in My Life. If you enjoyed being a listener in our life, please rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or on your favorite podcast app. Keep up with the latest from the show on Instagram at Brennan_podhost, on Facebook at Films with the Women in My Life, and on Twitter at FilmsWomenPod. Finally, you can email the show with questions and suggestions at filmswiththewomen@gmail.com. Original music for the show was created by Ian Burke and Chris Iwanek. Original artwork created by Nicole D'Alessio. This show is produced by Brennan Snyder. Thank you again for listening and enjoy your movies.